So, hey guys, this is Gordon here. Just thought I'd do my first video for online ever. I've had YouTube for 3-4 years, never uploaded a single video. So just a couple of things I want to talk about today, about the news of Billy Reid's departure from Hamilton Academical. I feel that it's quite a rash decision by Chairman Les Gray and the board, even though it was mutual. We all know what mutual means in football. It really means you're out on your arse. First thing, timing was pretty poor, no matter whether it was mutual or otherwise, because we'd just beaten Dumbarton for the first time in 4 games we've played against them this season. So that's 1 win, 2 draws, a loss. Despite losing just over on Saturday there at Dumbarton at home. We're playing Dunfermline next, away. Our away games have been our strength this season in terms of form and victories. The Pars are struggling with their financial issues off the field, losing 11 of their first team member players. So surely this could have been the start of a run into the next 2 games, because the one after that's Airdrie on Tuesday at home, and we've never lost to Airdrie. I can't remember the last time since we did, actually, not this season anyway. So that would have surely been 6 points on top of the 3 from last night, which would have stretched our lead over Cowdenbeath in 9th, which is the playoff relegation position, and then put us in a really good strength position to move forward from the current position, which we shouldn't be in, because let's be honest, no matter the cutbacks in wages, players, bills slashed, Billy Reid's had to work with practically nothing for a backbone of a team but youngsters who have underperformed at times. But consistency is the biggest issue with any team all full of youngsters. I think it's the youngest team in the whole of the 3 divisions of the SFL. Anyway, so timing was completely horrendous. If we'd lost last night to Dumbarton, that would have been 2 in a row against Dumbarton we'd have lost, which is enough for any manager at this sat, no matter who you are or what team you are. So timing was crap. Could have at least gave Billy the last 6-7 games of the season, get out the way, maintain our status as a first division club. Bye, thanks for all the memories. Second of all, I feel like a lot of this is quite reactionary to the low attendances, which are quite shocking, given that I don't believe it's truly linked to Billy Reid and the performances. I think at home we have been dire this season at times, but I think that that's no excuse. You should still go and see the team, go and build an atmosphere. Hamilton's pretty crap, I must admit. Even with my own team, I'm not afraid to admit it. The home crowd are crap at times. We never had the same atmosphere or singing or noise level that's really required for a team to drive its side on to win at home. It's always the away fans that make most of the noise, even if it is like a Partick Thistle and Dundee, usually being quite arrogant and annoying and presumptuous of the result. But nonetheless, the home crowd need to really get their act together and voice their opinion and voice their support of the team, because it's not enough to have a handful like myself shout out randomly, echoing amongst the silence, because that's not going to work. It's not going to help anybody. So I think that a lot of the fans who wanted him out because of this season's results alone, I don't think they've thought long and hard about the future without Billy Reid, because he's been there for 8 years for a reason. A, because he had nothing to work with at the beginning. B, he got some money to work with. C, got SPL status to symbolise that success. D, until Ross County this season, got the Accies to the highest ever SPL finish position in their first season in the SPL. And that takes money. E, I guess, finger 5, A, B, C, D, E. So E, he stabilised the club despite all of the off-field financial difficulties that have come about since the end of last season, signifying that we need to cut back. We lost likes of Mensing, for example, who was a huge member of the backbone of the midfield and even the defence as a sweeper on occasion. But so one, the timing by the club has been rubbish, no matter how mutual it is. 2, the boo boys, as I like to call them at any club who do that about a manager. And 3, and this could be the most crucial thing, a friend of mine and I were talking about the potential of Les Gray maybe trying to use this as a sneaky way of getting the club back to a semi-professional status. Because why is it that if Billy Reid and the club want to go in two suddenly different directions with 7 games left in the season, how come they haven't got anybody in the wings to come in? They've instead put Frankie McAvoy, the head of the senior coach of youth development, and Alec Neil, who is not popular amongst fans and players alike. Sometimes he creates a lot of friction and factions amongst his opinion and him in the dressing room and out with alike. So those two are in charge to end the season. Surely Billy Reid is going to do a better job of stabilising the last 6 games to keep our survival status in Division 1 than those two. No offence to them, but surely Billy Reid's in a better position to stabilise the club as a First Division status. And the reason why I think this is Les Gray's master plan to make us back to a semi-professional club is A, he's got no money to put into the team really, let's be honest, and B, on top of that, it's much harder to justify your position or status as a full-time professional team in the SFL if you're below Division 1 for the money you bring in, for the gates, the ticket receipts. Obviously that's down to fans, not necessarily which division you're in, and C, most importantly, the money you get per position you finish in the lower divisions you are. So a friend of mine's thinks it's bad news and it's going to just lead to this spiral that I've just outlined for you, due to mainly the third thing that I mentioned about the secret semi-professional status plan to bring the club back down again. And that would also tie in quite nicely with Les Gray's desperation for all SPL and SFL clubs to agree on this new package that he wants everyone to accept desperately. Although he is right in saying that fourth last season for us would have got us 200,000 instead of 50,000. But that aside, I don't understand why Billy Reid couldn't have seen out the rest of the season. There are 7 games left. There's no point. It's not going to make a difference in a positive way for the club when he's maintaining 7th and 8th on average now as it stands. The biggest threat to our position in this division, status-wise, is Dumbarton, because they've beaten us before and almost did again last night. Cowdenbeath, not been a major threat to us, home or away, and they're 9th in the playoff threat in the playoff division for playoff relegation position for Division 2. So I don't understand, after beating our nearest rivals for 9th, or 8th rather, version on 9th, why Billy's got the sack. But end of the day, it's just one of those things, I guess, and I'm really sad to be talking about this as my first ever video blog or vlog, people seem to call it, but I think that's a bit of a stupid name, but people shorthand everything these days. But I'm sad to be saying this is my first video topic on football commentary of any sort, because he was a great manager, almost 8 years of unbroken excellent service to the club, and that's just football. I always disagree with the managers being sacked at sometimes, because, just to finish off, to say in my opinion, we don't see the work he does in the background with the players, therefore we can't justify whether his position is tenable based on players on the pitch, because the players surely know how to put people's tactics into action, and if they don't at this level, they shouldn't be professionals. They should be training in the youth team or amateurs or semi-professionals, because professional footballers should be able to carry out a manager's tactics no matter who they're playing. If they train hard enough and they practice enough, they should be able to do their tactics against anybody. Look at Barcelona. I'm not trying to compare Hamilton to Barcelona, hear me out. My context of argument is Barcelona can carry out any tactic. They can keep playing their tactics and their triangulated tic-tac football no matter what kind of team plays them, whether it's a team that plays the same style, or a team that plays defensive, closed down, quick football, or a team that goes out to break their legs. They still do it and they still pull it off. If you stick to a system you know well and that you're taught well enough by the manager and you're good enough to carry it out in training, why should the manager have to worry about your on the pitch performance? The manager's really there then as a cheerleader most of the time to make sure that you pick players up when they fail to carry out what you've set for them as a plan, as a strategy, or you rethink it and then they carry it out furthermore. But that's just me. I think we're all too quick to sack managers these days when players are the ones that actually play on the pitch. A manager can only take you so far. It's up to a player. And I think also, given that he hasn't bought any players really, or brought any in of his own choosing that haven't done well, Stevie May on loan, his decision, he's done great. So I mean, he's one of only real talent he's brought in on loan or through frees. Jonathan Page, another one, great, been great this season. He brought him in. So his transfers haven't been questionable with the money and the budget he's had to deal with. Most have been free or on loan. So can't really judge Billy in that. So apparently Billy's going to be at the next 2 games, away to Dunfermline as I mentioned, and at home against Ayr United next Tuesday. If he's not there, that'll explain the mutual decision for me to leave that was not so mutual after all. And that to me spells trouble, because it means then that the club are going down a dark road of trying to destabilise the status of the club so they can afford to run it under a lesser level, potentially. So anyway, I better sign off for now. It's been 10 minutes 48 seconds so far, so thanks for watching if you did. If not, then no bother. It's a kind of minor topic of issue anyway. I'm sure there's many other things going on in the world that are more important, but oh well, thought I'd just have my vent my spleen on this. So enjoy, as I say. If not, no worries. Take care, and I'll probably bring up some more stuff in the next coming days and weeks. See you later.